Hello, everyone. My name is Alessandro Phelps, and today I will be telling you about the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee, otherwise known as SNCC. SNCC was a student organization that led nonviolent protests against segregation, especially in public transport and restaurants. On February 1st, 1960, four students, Ezell Blair, Jr., David Richmond, Franklin McCain, and Joseph McNeil staged it's the first of many student sit-ins in North and South Carolina. They sat down at the Woolworth's lunch corner counter and refused to leave. The police were called but didn't do anything to remove them as there was no determination of provocation. The news had been called at that point and they quickly became one of the top stories of the day. When the lunch corner closed for the day, they left peacefully and without much pushback. The next day, they showed up with even more people. They continued to show up with more people until 5 days later, they had more than 300 of them sitting in and outside and around the restaurant. This movement inspired a broader wave of activism that was the main reason behind the foundation of SNCC. SNCC began when Ella Baker, a student at Shaw University in Raleigh, North Carolina, decided to convene a conference. The attendees were students that were unhappy with, in their words, the cautiousness of civil rights organizations, of current civil rights organizations, that is. Together, they decided to found an independent organization, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. While SNCC became one of the most influential civil rights of the time, it had to start off smaller. Many of its early protests capitalized on the growing popularity of sit-ins nationwide by conducting their own. Through progressively bigger and bigger sit-ins, they were able to amass quite a large following. In the early 60s, more than a dozen of SNCC's core members dropped out for a year to dedicate themselves to a year of justice, dignity, and hope. That core lead led that core group led SNCC into becoming the biggest and most notable participants in the Freedom Rides. The Freedom Rides are widely recognized as one of the earliest or one of the biggest efforts of the early 60s. The Freedom Rides, mostly consisting of students, protested the segregation of public transport. They boarded buses, trains, and all types of vehicles. The brave individuals faced opposition, arrests, and attacks from white supremacist groups, such as the Ku Klux Klan. As an immediate response, the Commerce Commission ordered the complete desegregation of all interstate public transportation. With a reputation fully established, SNCC played a key role in organizing major protests, including the historic March on Washington, where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. delivered his famous I Have a Dream speech. One of SNCC's final and most impactful efforts was during Freedom Summer of 1964. The campaign aimed to increase black voter registration and combat the systematic disenfranchisement of black voters in Mississippi. Despite facing intense violence and intimidation from white supremacist groups and law enforcement, 17,000 black Mississippians attempted to register to vote. In the end, only 1,200 succeeded. But the campaign raised national awareness and became a major catalyst for the passage of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. After Freedom's Summer, SNCC's leaders wanted to move to a more militant approach, aligning themselves more closely with groups like the Black Panthers. Following the Panthers' lead, SNCC also became an all-black organization, which led to a substantial decrease in membership and was a major factor in its eventual disbandment. Some of its former leaders went on to have influential roles in other activist organizations of the time. SNCC will always be remembered as one of the most prominent civil rights groups of the early 60s, and its impact is still felt today, even now.